Hello, and thank you for joining me at Diane Potter Yoga. I'm Diane Potter, and today we're going to do a gentle yin class. In this class, we're going to create space in our bodies, and we're going to drop into a space where we can hear the promptings of our highest self, our higher power. We can tap into a source of power and strength that has not been available to us through relaxing. I'm going to pause this so that way you can hit subscribe, please. Subscribe and like my video. Thank you. And if you could also type in the chat box where you're watching the video from. I am really grateful for the amount of views I've had. I'm honored to be in a spot where I can share my practice with you. I've benefited greatly from my practice, really beyond measure. I cannot measure how much I've grown through yoga and how much I've gained. It would be impossible to say. It's been a lot. So let me just say thank you. Thank you for being here and allowing that to happen. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. I would love to keep these videos going. It's going to be a long class today, like around 90 minutes of yin. So I need to make time for that, and thank you for making time for that. I guess that's it. So we can start. Let's start with an Om. Bring your hands to your heart in prayer. Take some few deep breaths. Bringing your attention into your heart center, bringing your attention to the sternum where your thumbs meet your body. Breathing. Exhale completely. On an inhale, we'll chant Om, which is the sound of all prayer. Exhale completely, let all the breath go. One chant today only. So if you don't want to chant, you don't have to chant. You can just fast forward this for a few seconds. Inhale completely, exhale, let it all go, let it go. Inhale. Keep your hands at your heart. Feel the vibration, feeling the shift. The vibration of the heart, the expansion. Now's a good time to set your intention. Just keep the energy focused. Focus your energy into your heart. See what your greatest, your deepest desire, your longing to come to the mat. What brings you to the mat today? And release that into the hands of love. And know that if that is the greatest and deepest intention of your heart's longings, then your highest self and your higher power put it there, and that is yours. So let go completely. Inhale. God bless. Let's do this. All right, here we go. We're going to start with our feet. I love starting with my feet because my feet fall asleep so much. So basically, I want you to have all of your toes on the floor. See, all of my toes are on the floor. And, you know, a lot of energy, tons and tons of energy points are in your feet. That's really good. So you can just fold over your feet here like this for a few breaths. You can stay here, drop your head, drop your neck, let go. Let go. You can, you know, make a pillow with your fists if you want, and wrists if you want. Placing your forehead on one wrist maybe. And that forehead on the wrist starts to break through any kind of knots or holding patterns you have, and it's like a deep, deep
massage into your wrist forearm area with your forehead. Just let it sink in. Let it sink in. And then let the muscles kind of melt open. Try to find that surrender, that spot, a deep relaxation spot. Right now we're going to do the right hand, but eventually we'll get the left wrist, okay? Maybe we will get it. Let go, let go, let go completely. It's okay if your feet are talking to you. In Yin, in all yoga, you know, we come to the mat to sometimes sit with some discomfort. Sitting with discomfort helps us to go through life, and sometimes life is uncomfortable, and we can still show up, and we don't have to run and hide from life. We can show up for life now. Life on life's terms. Just releasing everything that doesn't serve you right now. Let it go. I do like to move my forehead around on my wrist to open it. Takes my attention off of my feet. Breathe. Breathe. All right, fabulous. Come on up. You can, actually, if you want to stay there, if you're comfortable there, that's fine. But this is a good spot to take a block. Sit on the block, so it's not the highest, maybe the lowest height. Grab your fingers, place them under your toes, right under your toes. Placing them under your toes, and lift your toes up, lift them up, lift them up, lift them up, and then let them go. Release your feet onto the mat. Come into that center spot, into your heart again. Take a few breaths. Think about 3 things you're grateful for, and let's release the neck. So I'm just going to come to a seated position again, and start by releasing the neck. So I'll take my left hand and I'll walk it out to the left. Take my right ear to my right shoulder, and I can go back and forth with my head, finding the spot that needs to be released in my neck. And breathe. And now, when you get that sweet spot, take your right hand, just rest it over the top of your head. As you pull your right ear, or gently let your right ear fall a little deeper to your right shoulder. Breathe into the spot that's calling you, and if you need to, find it. Again, bring your head back and forth a little gently, slowly finding the spot that needs to be released and breathing into it. Send your breath into it. Exhale. Take the left hand on the left shoulder. Just gently, the fingertips are pulling the shoulder down a little. This action really helps create distance between your left shoulder and your left ear. You kind of find a sinking in and dropping in space. Everything just kind of clicks, like that's the sweet spot. So when that happens, it's okay to let it go. Maybe look over the right shoulder, go over the left shoulder. Make circles with your head. And do the other side. So we're walking over to the right. Right fingers to the right.
Okay, I'll come in.
Left ear to the left shoulder. Breathe into the right side of your neck. Just take some time to find where that stretch needs to be, where the tension lives in the neck. Deep breath. Take your left hand over your head. Maybe keep going back and forth a little, couple more breaths here. Finding the spot that's holding the tension. Take your right hand on your right shoulder. Hey, Rich. Hey, Nick, can you make sure the stove is off if the rice is on? Thank you, Bear. Just the one with the rice, thanks. Please, one more breath. And release the hands. Let the stress out of the top of the head. You roll your shoulders around one way, the other way. Let's do some twisting poses. So, left hand on the right knee. Go ahead and look over your right shoulder. Still, this is even a good time to take your left ear to your left shoulder. Maybe roll around, looking at the ceiling, all the way around to the right ear, to the right shoulder. Look, now change the direction of your chin as you look over the right shoulder. Breathe. Surrender. Letting go. I would like to, tennis ball, right? Always tennis balls in my class. Bring tennis ball. So tennis ball goes under the right hip here. And this would kind of somewhat like a double pigeon, except it's yin and we're not gonna stress anything. We're just gonna relax. So, you're starting with one foot in front of the other. You just reach your head down to a block and let your forehead rest. Or if you want to go deeper, forehead on the rectangular side. Surrender. Find out where the stretch lives. It could be on the lowest height. Or maybe on the floor. This is a good time if you're ready. Or you can put the left arm across the block and put your forehead right on your left wrist. We got the right wrist. Now we can get the left wrist. And just surrender. Surrender into the pose, into the opening of the hips and the wrists. And find where the stretch lives for you. And let it go. And breathe into the tennis ball if it's releasing any holding there might be in your hips. Know that lots of people store emotions, trauma, regret in their hips. So to release these emotions, they might come up now. Just observe your thoughts. Observe them. Try not to cling to anything at all. Thoughts come, thoughts go. That's the nature of thinking. So when thoughts come, you just let them go their course. Don't try to clear your brain. Don't try to just observe. We're going to observe the mind. Observe the mind as mind. So observe the thoughts. Don't try to control it in any way. Just be with what is. And the thoughts, observing the mind. And then the breath, observe the breath. Breath as breath.
Let's switch the crossing of our legs. So the left leg is in front now. Actually, why don't we straighten the legs? The legs very much like to be straightened after that fold. So we can windshield wiper our feet side to side. Point your feet and flex them. Point and flex. You can hit your toes together. Remind them that they're picking up. And let's do that side now. So the right leg was in front of the left leg, so now we're going to put the left leg. And the tennis ball is still right into my hip. It still feels good. I'm going to change in a minute. Left leg is in front of the right leg now. Now, we'll be stretching more of the left hip, so tennis ball should go under the left hip. Find a spot that might be holding on to something that you could get rid of, let go of. And just gradually, when you're ready, oh, we got a twist, sorry. Left hand behind you, right hand to left knee. Look over your left shoulder. You take your left ear to your left shoulder here, pulling your right shoulder down and breathe. Look back and forth. You could find the spot that needs the breath and the attention and just hang out there. Wherever the stretch lives for you, find it. You gradually, but slowly, just bringing your ear around your shoulder, forward and behind. And when I bring my ear forward of my shoulder with tilting my ear towards my shoulder, I feel it all the way down the back of my neck. My deltoids, shoulders. And then, when I bring it back, I feel more in the front. If I look over my chin, nice flat back, nice line of energy from the sacrum all the way up the top of the head and out of the crown. That energy line, trying to keep that line nice and open and clear. Excellent. Other way, other twist. Reverse the twist. Now let's surrender to spirit. Let's surrender to the arms of love. Let's find out where you need to stretch this hip. Could start out high on the block and gradually, slowly, find out where you need to go to release that pose. Breathing all along. Don't judge. No, don't fight. Don't force. Don't compare. Compete. Just be. Be with the breath. Whatever comes up. Try to keep equanimity. Face it with equanimity. Grace. Effort and surrender equals grace. Grace brought you to the mat today. That was your effort. Now surrender and let grace descend. Come on up. The legs probably want to be straightened. It's just a really good time to fold over in Upavista konasana, wide angle. So just sit comfortably wherever that is for you, and begin to fold over. If you want to line up your blocks, so you have one block that's lined up, then you can maybe rest your head. Then point your toes, flex your toes, point your toes, flex your toes, point, let them go out where they land. So, if this is where you're starting right here, and this is about all you want to do, and that's fine. This is a stretch. You don't want to overstretch your yin. Just gradually release and relax. You stay here. And maybe if you want to try, you put your elbows on the block and hang out. Maybe it will feel good to relax your chin to your hands. Maybe pull your chin away from your neck. Surrender, focusing on the breath. Breath is breath. Mind is mind. Body is body. If you want to go a little deeper, you take the block in front of you, maybe the bolster, or the bolster, a few blocks or a few bolts, whatever you have, pillows, sofa cushions. Fold down, you can rest again on your chin, elbows on the ground. You can stay here for a few breaths, gradually releasing, surrendering into the floor. Lean over to the left a little bit. See where you're holding inside of your body. Lean over to the right a little bit. Move forward and just let go over the bolster, the rock, the blocks, wherever it is supporting you. Supporting your torso while you fold in Upavista konasana sometimes allows you to fold deeper and go deeper than you would have imagined, because you have support, and that allows your body just to open to its capacity. When you're supported, you can open, let go, and surrender. So since it's all about not fighting with what is, accepting what is, and following your attention to the quality of the brain, the thoughts, the quality of your mind. Observe your thoughts, observe your thinking. Notice that as you're breathing, the breath starts to release the clinging to the thoughts. So when you release the clenching of your brain, it's like simultaneously releasing the clenching of your muscles. Everything kind of dissolves at once. It all kind of clicks together. And kind of get into a little floaty space where you are observing with love and allowing what is without fighting what is, just observing and surrendering and letting go, and release it to the arms of love. In the hands of your higher power, the best place for all of it. Let it go. Maybe a few more breaths if you want to release your supports, or if you want to gain more support. Whatever it is you need right now, take it in the last 10 breaths. And walk up nice and slow. Excellent. Very slowly, you can hold on to the bottom of your legs. Very slowly. Bring them together. You can windshield wiper our feet. You can take your hands, point your fingers to the wall behind you, and just windshield wiper your knees. If you have lots of cracks here, it's good. Making space so spirit can flow through you. A lovely shift of consciousness as the breath slows the thoughts and the clinging to the thoughts, and opens the body. As the breath opens the body, there's definitely a palpable shift in the brain where you will feel a drop in space, a floaty space. I don't know about you, but my legs want to be straight. So we're going to come forward onto our mats. We walk our feet back for just a really quick transition, downward dog. Right away you can just stretch your legs, and now walk your feet one step at a time, closer and closer. Maybe walk your hands closer to your feet. Hold on to either elbow. Bend your legs up as much as you need to rest your chest and rest your stomach on your legs. Rest your head, let your head go. And bring your legs straight and let your just let it go. Exhale, exhale completely. Working your legs towards straight. Surrender. Be with what is. What is simply is. Breathe. Legs. Straightening your legs, breathing into the back of your legs, or slightly bent is fine, wherever you need the work. No judgment. Don't compare yourself to where you were yesterday. Let it all go. This is a practice to do every day, and it is wonderful to see yourself growing in some areas on the mat. It's maybe building strength or flexibility or balance, but it's also really good to just let it be what it is and try to just be grateful that you showed up, that you're here, surrendering, and let grace descend. We're letting go. Letting go. Letting go. Letting go. Now walk your walk your feet out about the length of the mat. We can come down to a yogi squat. If you would like the support, you can sit on a block. Bring your hands to your heart, lift your heart. Just see how you feel without it, and put it back if it's more comfortable with. Just breathe. Surrender to what is. If your heel's not on the floor, it's a good time to put maybe tennis balls underneath each heel. Make your back straight, breathe. You can go back and forth a bit to find yourself. Letting your hips go and your heart lift and your heart open, shoulders are rolling back, and breathe. Maybe just about 4 more breaths here. Excellent. Now if you could just let your butt go right to the floor very lightly. All right, so legs are straight out. We can start with the forward fold. We do a wide leg forward fold. So it's straight forward fold out. You shouldn't really be stretching too much in this position. You should feel a slight stretch where you're comfortable, and this might be a good time to start with a bolster straight in front of you, or you can stack some blocks, like a line of blocks, so that way you can even rest your head on the blocks. Or when you're ready. This is a progress, right? Not perfection. A process. So you start on your elbows. You can even hold your chin and relax. Maybe take your chin away from your. Getting a little extra stretch there. And you can surrender. You can start to if you want to stay there, if you want to hold your forehead, your hands, and relax your neck, you can do that. You can stay as long as you need to release that. You can start to walk down, resting on the blocks. Just let go. Just let your body gradually open and surrender. Just as you're ready, releasing. You can test how you feel without the blocks or not. Just about 10 more breaths. When you're ready, start to walk up. Nice, bring your legs together, nice and slow, nice and slowly. Hands behind you and you up your legs, nice and slowly. I'm gonna swing the legs behind you. And we are going to come into a Sphinx pose. So we're gonna bend our back the other way. And stay on the floor. Sphinx pose is you're just on your elbows are resting, your forearms are resting, your hands are resting, heart's opening. Your butt should be relaxed, and it does change the posture if you do squeeze the butt. Hang out here if you are comfortable here. Opening your back, so very good for the shape of the natural curvature of the spine, to keep that young and healthy. Okay, so another option, if you need more, a little more of a stretch, you could come up onto a block, resting your elbows on a block. If your chest is too big, shoulders too wide, maybe you could have 2 blocks lined up side by side. Find what works for you and your body. Bring your chest through your arms and lift. Roll your shoulders back, gaze is soft, heart is opening. So back bends are heart openers. Breathe into open heart. Remember your intention. What is your deepest intention for coming to the mat? What's the promptings of your spirit? I believe when we can be still and relax, when our spirit and our mind and our breath is in harmony, and our bodies and our minds are doing the same thing, we can tap into our source that's always there, the source of strength, of love, of knowledge. Infinite wisdom can guide us in this spot, in the surrendered space. So It's where we find our true power. As I breathe, I relax. As I relax, I feel God's Spirit flowing within me, creating space for that Spirit to flow freely. Feel grace descend. 10 more breaths here. Excellent. Press your elbows into that. Lift your hips nice and slowly. Nice and slowly gonna walk. Our feet, our knees underneath our chest, and we're just gonna come down to sit on our heels. We can actually do a little cobra, pose of a child with some blocks or a bolster or a large pillow between your legs. So you're setting yourself up for child's pose. And when you rest on something, like I've said several times before, resting on something allows your body to surrender and open deeper, even deeper than you thought it could open. So just relax and let go and surrender. You may take your wrist right under your ankles. I love taking my wrists under my ankles in child's pose because I love the pressure of the release. It's like a massage for my wrists and forearms. And all fresh oxygen flows back in. It feels so good. Can move your head the other way, so that way you get an equal opening on both sides of your shoulder blade, rhomboid section of the back, between your shoulders and your spine. Breathe. I think you'll release your hands if they're there. Slowly walk yourself back up, sitting on your knees, your blocks. my legs want to be straight again. So that's what when you up our feet. Like to do a back opener, reclined fish. So this block will go right where your bra strap would go, or if you were in a bra strap, that's where it would go. And this will go on the floor in front of it for your head. You can figure out which length serves you best. You could do rectangle or like a flat, like a shortest height, or you can just get rid of it, or whatever you feel is your body wants at this moment. Just release back onto the blocks. They're supportive. Surrender. If you want to go a little deeper, you can clasp your hands, bring them to the ceiling, and then just bring them flat, straight back behind your head. And just stay here about 10 more breaths. Okay, release. Take your elbows on the floor. Press into your elbows, come onto your feet. Very nice and very slowly. Hold on to your knees, rest your head on your knees and let it all go. Well, with a nice open heart, come to a seated position. Remember your 3 things you're grateful for. Let's open our legs for a side stretch. Open one leg, okay? So take your right leg and keep it open. You can leave the left leg in front of you here if that's where you want to work, and if you're comfortable there, feel free to do that. We're stretching over our right side leg. If you want a deeper stretch, take that left leg right behind you. Fold over. If, you can rest your head on your hands. You can take a block down, rest your elbows on a block. If you are really feeling tight, and it's okay, you can even take 2 blocks and rest your elbows on 2 blocks just to feel the opening, the drop-in space. If you're breathing, you're doing yoga, it doesn't matter where you are, keep breathing and just let go
Wherever you are, try to breathe in the pose and let your body release in the pose. Breathing in, tapping into the breath connection with the receptive vagus nerve, with the opposite of the fight or flight response. Breath as breath. Observing the body, the quality of the body, the sensations in the body, the reactions of the body, the pulses, the vibrations. If you're feeling a pulse anywhere, it's okay. It's your body releasing tensions, releasing stored stress, tension. Just let it go. Let it go. Let the pulses carry it away to the hands of pure love. Let it go. You will now rotate your body towards the center. Right between your legs, you can take some blocks under your chest and head if you like. Find that sweet spot where you can let go. Observing the breath, breath as breath. Observe the quality of your breathing. Inhale love. Exhale surrender. Inhale peace. Let go of fear. As you inhale, breathe in the things that you want, the love, the peace, the surrender, the healing. As you exhale, let go of any worry or clinging. Surrender the clinging. As you surrender the clinging of the body, the mind starts to release the clinging to your thoughts. Excellent. When you're ready, slowly come up. Very slowly, and straighten the left leg out. Excellent. You want to show up your feet, point and flex. There's some blood and circulation into the joints and the fascia. Take your right leg right behind you or in front of you, depending on your level of comfort with what is. Not in fighting what is, just surrendering to what is. Lean over to the left. Maybe just dropping onto that bolster or blocks or wherever you are. If you're on your elbows, resting your head on your elbows. It's wonderful. You're doing yoga if you're breathing. As long as you're breathing, you're doing yoga. If you're not breathing, I'm not sure, you're doing something else. You're just not doing yoga, that's all. So you're never going to sacrifice the pose for the breath. Always going to choose the breath. And let it go.
Let the pose go and be what it is. I think that your body might be starting to drop in now, might be telling you it's okay to head towards the center of your legs. If you're on your elbows, that's great. You need that. If you want that block, you want to put a block on your elbows to rest there. Go ahead. Breathe into the stretch wherever it lives and surrender there. Making peace with what is. What is simply is. Three more breaths. And slowly come on up. Release the right leg. Once you up your feet, point, flex, point, flex, point. I would like to do one more back bend heart opener assist with the blocks. This is a little different than what we did last time. Then the gates of heaven pose and massage or shiatsu is along the occipit of your neck, so the occipital ridge. The massage therapist's hands will go right into the base of your neck and drag your head towards them. And it's called the gates of heaven. And it's really wonderful release. Lots of energy points there. So this is going to go between the tops of your shoulders and your head and your neck. Your head's going to fall over the block. Your neck's going to rest here. It kind of mimics the pulling of the neck, and it's a wonderful opening pose. And it's also, there are a lot of triggers there. If anyone suffers from migraines, you might feel a pattern triggering. You know, it's suggested that you stay holding that and exhaling, breathing into until the trigger disappears. So if you want to pause this and wait, or if you want to not feel that at all, then you could just not do what I'm doing and, you know, go back to the supported fish pose, where you have the block not going straight but going across underneath your where your brow line would be. And you've got to kind of work with this a little bit, so you're on the, you got to figure out exactly where your head needs to be. Maybe you have to find that with your body around to find it, the greatest support. And just surrender when you get that spot. Your neck is being separated from your head.
Excellent. Rest on your elbows. Come on up off the block. To come to Viparita Dandasana. So basically, you're going to lie down and you're going to lift your feet to the ceiling, right? Feet to the ceiling. Maybe flex and point, and flex. You can, if this, you can hold on to your legs. If this isn't comfortable, you can lie down on a block if it's not comfortable. But if your hands are at your thighs, and sometimes that gives you a little the support you need in this pose. Or you can go to a wall. That would be wonderful too, for as long as we hold this. The feet very much like to be up in the air, and it's very good to release the fresh oxygen, so the blood and the blood is draining from your ankles and your shins and your calves and your knees, and it's floating down to your thighs and your hamstrings, and it's going and pumping into your heart, and your heart is exchanging some fresh oxygen. Valve real opening in this, real releasing, real dropping in space. You point your toes and flex. Now, to assist like a reclined Upavista, like a wide angle leg stretch, you just let your legs fall to wherever they will and support them with blocks. So you have blocks right underneath the tops of your thighs. You point again, flex again, pointing and flexing and surrendering, gradually releasing. Feel any knots, spots of tension, just letting go, surrendering, allowing, receiving, breathe. It's a good place to remember 3 things you're grateful for again. Just always throughout, your gratitude list instead of any other list. And so being here right now in this moment, what's your promptings of your spirit? What is your intuition trying to tell you? Your intuition is never wrong. Your intuition is always right. It's where God speaks to you. Only wants the very best for you. Breathe. Surrender. Letting go. You will feel your legs shift on the block. You'll feel the opening shift. You'll feel a drop in space where you're deeper than you started. Wait for it. Allow, receive grace. And take your hands and bring your knees together when you're ready. You can always pause me. Take your knees to your chest, hug them, squeeze your calves into your body. Feel your nice flat back is flat on the floor, long on the floor, the mat. Hold on to your knees and just make circles with your knees and make circles the other way. Put your knees down on the floor. You can let your legs flop into each other for constructive rest pose. So basically your feet are on the floor, not your knees. Your feet are on the floor outside of your hips. Your knees are touching, reaching towards each other. And you're releasing your sacrum, and adjusting simply to what is. And let go. Let go. Take your left knee into your chest, straighten your right leg. Like maybe you could set up a block on your right side. Eventually you'll take the twist where you'll just take the left knee over to the right. Sometimes you might want to rest the left knee on the block for support. Maybe reach the right arm open. Look, maybe you can go back and forth with your neck, releasing. You look over your left shoulder, breathing. Wait for the drop in space. It could feel like a floaty sensation, and just breathe. Releasing the hip, the spine, the shoulders, the neck. Breathe. Surrender. And then let it go. Come back to maybe feet are on the floor, knees are at the ceiling. Maybe you can windshield wiper your legs back and forth. And go to the other side. So then right leg comes straight. Left leg straightens. The right knee comes to the bend to your chest, holding on to either elbow. Letting it go. Letting it go. Left hand, just maybe like 4 more breaths. 4 more breaths for the digestive system, cleansing, detoxing, flushing, igniting, ignite it. All right, now right arm out to the right. Left hand on your right knee, guide your right knee over to the right. You can rest it on the block if you want. Make sure your right shoulder's down. Maybe look over your right shoulder. You can just sway your neck back and forth, releasing slowly and gradually. Keep looking over your right shoulder, surrender. Go back and forth, release. Relax, let it go. Let it go. Looking over your right shoulder. Roll onto our stomachs for a shoulder opening stretch. We're winding down now, just a few more to go. So you're on your stomach, and wow, okay. Right hand is up to the right. You can rest your head on a block if you want to, or you can just put your side of your head down. And take your left leg is bent, and maybe your foot is on a kickstand right behind you. You can take your left arm around if you want to. You don't have to. You can keep the left hand in front of you. Gradually opening. This might not feel like much, but it can get pretty intense. So just breathe, be with the breath. Sometimes we come to the yoga mat to learn how to be comfortable and to go through the discomfort. That is a part of life. We know we can face the discomfort with equanimity. We can bring that into the world, ideally, because discomfort is part of life. We can't run away from it anymore. It didn't work for us after a little while, right? Stopped working. So you learn how to face the discomfort. And it's nice to have a little practice on the mat, knowing that your breath and your body are opening, releasing into the arms of love, surrendering into a good place, a good space. About 5 more breaths. We're going to slowly release that. Take your left knee to the mat. Very, very slowly. That's the way mine wants to move. And you can take your right ear over your shoulder. Actually, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my right hand and line with my right shoulder. Okay? I'm going to press into my right hand. I'm going to lift my left hand up and send it through. Take the right knee up. Left leg is straight. Right knee's bent. Sorry, like you're hugging a pillow. And then take the right arm over and across and down for a little extra twist here. And just gradually let yourself release into the floor, into the mat. With the breath, the opening comes. Let go of your belly. Excellent. Let's come to our knees into our chest. Like lying down on our side, I should say, like a fetal pose, a little bit like a fetal pose. We'll get to do the other side. So we are going to take our left arm out to the left and press into our right hand, which should be kind of somewhat lined up with our right shoulder, our left shoulder. And if possible, the left hand should be straight out parallel from your shoulder. Take your right knee, bend it behind you. And just let it go, let it gradually open, surrender. Observing the quality of your breath, breath as breath. observing the quality of your mind, the quality of your thoughts. Just be the observer and let your thoughts come and go, because that's what thoughts do. So we'll try not to cling to any one thought. Just surrender, let it be. You're not fighting with the moment. Just observing our thoughts as they go through our mind with the breath. Observing the quality of our minds. Observing the quality of your body. Feel what's on the floor. The back of the left head, side of the head, top of the left shoulder, bicep, elbow, forearm, hand, breathe. Left side of the body, right hand behind your back, elbow, wrist, forearm, elbow, observe your body as body, triceps, shoulder blades, shoulder, dropping in, lower body dropping in, releasing your belly, completely let it go. Three more breaths. And let it go. Slowly bring the right knee towards the ground. Let it go, let it go, let it go. Roll over. Take your arms out to a T. Hike up the left leg like you're hugging a pillow. You're looking over the right shoulder. This doesn't feel like much. But you are getting a little adjustment, a little space for each vertebra in your spine in this pose. So just feel how your spine is opening. Your spine is so grateful that you are opening your spine this way and bringing all the nerves to a still place. The oxygen, the blood to a still place. The heartbeat. Okay, now take the left hand, make with the fingers, take the right hand and send it through your arm, under your arm. I got a pine needle on my shirt. Send the right hand through your arm. Okay, excellent. Now right arm, right head comes down. Make the T with your arms with that stretch. Slowly and gradually just open yourself up. Blossoming open and then in a twist pose. We will get the spine on the other way, on the other side in the next pose. So just be here now, breathe. Releasing, surrendering, dropping in. If you're in that floaty space, just be. we can go back to where we were by taking the left arm through, maybe resting in fetal pose to stretch the back a little bit. Surrender the space a little bit. We go back to it. Okay, so the left leg is bent, the right leg is heading towards straight. We go back to that opening, with the left leg bent, the spine opening, the arms are in a T, or the elbows are bent, whichever you prefer. Feel each vertebra opening up. Maybe you can feel some cracks, some pulses. Now shift the right cheek to the mat. Straighten the left leg down and hike up the right leg like you're hugging a pillow. Creating space on both sides of the neck. Shoulder blades, shoulders, spinal, twisting for each vertebra of your spine, breathing and letting go. Okay, and release. Okay, coming down, bring the knees together. Maybe put your feet up in the air. Maybe clap your toes, feet together. You're still there, still awake. Maybe windshield wiper your legs this way. That's right, you're still lying on your face and your chest, and you're lying down and moving your legs from side to side. Okay, I'm wanting to wind this down now. You can come into Shavasana, or you can end in a seated meditation pose with me for the next maybe 3 or 4 minutes, whatever you decide to do. It is very relaxing to have, if you're lying on your back, to put a bolster underneath your knees. Really helps you open up your lower back that way. But if you are coming to a seated position, it's also helpful to sit on a block or a pillow. And just, your hips are above your knees, so your spine automatically gets a little straighter. You can bring your shoulders back a little bit, like your head slightly goes back. Like maybe you're leaning into a wall behind you. And your hands to your heart. And tuck your chin slightly. We'll just start this quiet time, this 4-minute meditation, inviting God in. Inviting the Holy Spirit in. We'll start with an Om, which is the sound of all prayers. Exhale completely. Om. Feel the vibrations in your heart. Feel the energy pulsing through your body. With an open heart. Listen to what your heart is trying to tell you. You can rest your hands on your legs, wherever they land. bring our hands to our heart and seal this practice with an Om. Let's bring our fingertips to our forehead to remind us to have clear and loving thoughts. Our hands to our lips to remind us to have clear and loving communications. And our hands to our heart to remind us to have clear and loving intentions. May we use this peace that we've cultivated and created in ourselves. May we use this peace to bring peace out into the world, into the lives of others. Use us as a vehicle of your peace, God. Make me a channel. Open my heart, open my mind, keep me teachable. Help me get out of my own way. Thank you, thank you, thank you for coming. Thank you for joining me in my practice. Thank you for liking and subscribing. I want to keep these coming. I love doing it. I want to keep them coming. So like and subscribe. And if you could please in the chat tell me where you are watching this video from. Thank you so much and have a wonderful day.